What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ranting Raving Podcast. I am your host, Pink Lee. Today I have a special guest with me. Want to introduce yourself to the people?
Hey, what's going on? It's JV.
JV, tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So I'm an artist. I make hip hop, R&B, pop music. Been doing it for about a year now, roughly, and I just make music that people can relate to. You know, most of my music is about love. You know, probably hear some of my songs out now, probably PG-13, but I try to keep it clean, you know, and just make music that people can listen to. And love's universal, so
It's true.
Everyone can relate to love and some type of instance of heartbreak or falling in love or love in a different way. It doesn't have to be towards a female or, you know, or male or anything like that.
All right. Absolutely. So I do love that. I love what you said also. Love is universal. It is the one thing that is just like everyone experiences in some different way in their life. And I actually was, who said this? I was looking at, Sheila E. I was at a Sheila E. show. And Sheila E., she was saying something along the terms of where love exists, hate cannot exist. Mm. So if we're all spreading more love and like, you know, loving each other and showing love and just in all capacities, just love. If we're loving loving it up, then hate can't exist. And that's something that is important to spread. Something that's important to spread, something important to promote. So I love that you make music about love, because love. So before we get started into the show, of course, I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Pink Drinks. I've got the Toxic Tea here, the Code Green Knockout here, and the Strawberry Tequila Red. Y'all renamed my drink. It was Tequila Red, now it's the Strawberry Tequila Red, because y'all love it. These are the most amazing beverages you will ever taste. You can follow at PINKKDRINKKS. You can click the order form and place your order through there, or you can shoot a DM. Most of you guys like to shoot a DM. So either way, these come in 4-packs. They come in 6-packs. They come by the gallon. We have the jugs for a dub. I should have brought a jug so you guys can see. We have the jugs for a dub. We have them all types of, variety. I also do mobile bartending with Pink Drinks. Have Pink Drinks at your next outdoor function. Having a family cookout. Don't feel like getting a bunch of bottles, and that's when Pink Drinks pulls up, gets everybody lit, and everybody loves the taste. Even my mom can have some because they taste good, okay? So, and again, shout out to Pink Drinks, guys. Place your orders. Summertime is coming. Y'all know y'all want them pineapples. Yeah. If you know, you know. All right, so we're going to get into our first topic, which is topic or not topic, words of wisdom. As you guys know, we go back in time, and right now we're on episode 92 of Words of Wisdom, but we're going back in time, and I believe this was episode 11 or 12. I'm not sure. We talked about not glamorizing toxic traits. So when I think about this, immediately the first thing that comes to mind is online. I see all the time females and ladies, I don't be coming for y'all. I just want us to be the best we could be. I swear I start like, ladies, y'all need to do this. But it's not like that. I swear to goodness gracious. I'm just a woman trying to be better. And I know we all want to be better, ladies. So I always like point out flaws that we all do so we can get better. But I mainly see women doing this thing where they're kind of like bragging about how crazy they are, especially when it comes to like a relationship with their significant other. You know, that, oh yeah, he better not cheat on me. I'm going to bust his windows out his car. I'm going to slash his tire and put sugar in his gas tank, or like something crazy, and they'll like brag about how crazy they are. Or like on the male's perspective, I'll see them kind of, you could be like, yeah, I'm about to go to the function and nobody better touch me, nobody better try me, and then someone bumps you by accident and now you're ready to the place up because somebody bumped you by accident, because you just got to be that tough guy. That is a toxic trait we need to let go of. Toxic traits don't push us forward. They hold us back. So if you feel like you have a toxic trait, let it go. Get therapy, find a healthy outlet, do something else other than, just keeping those toxic traits going, because we're handing them down to our kids, our friends, our family. It rubs off and it spreads. So we don't want anything like that. Stop glamorizing the toxic traits. JV, do you have any thoughts on toxic traits? Do you think the things that I named are toxic traits, or are they normal? What do you think?
I wouldn't say they're normal. I mean, they're definitely toxic. I mean, to want to put sugar in someone's gas tank because they ain't come home from work at the time they said. I think back to what's that movie, White Chicks, where she's like, where were you at? He's like, yo, it's only been a minute between this and this. I can't cheat on you between this and this.
Oh my God, I remember that scene. That was so funny. Yeah.
So that's definitely a toxic trait, and it's not normal to be, that. I would say, I don't want to say closed-minded, but more of just like, you need to be here at this time and that time. I'm going to do this.
Like obsessive almost.
Obsessive. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Obsessive. Yeah.
It's crazy. That's like, that type of control is unhealthy, but I know that it stems from insecurity. Yeah. So I think that the people really just need to work on themselves when people are like that. Like, I think I saw a meme about that. It was like a lady with a baseball bat, and she was going like this, like just like, kind of like getting ready to hit something. And it was like when my husband gets off of work at 5 p.m. and it's 5:01 and he's still not here. And it just was a lady with I'm like, oh my God. And now he stopped to get something for you on the way home and you ready to beat him up. Like, now he probably was thinking about you like, oh yeah, let me go get some flowers on my way home. And then you sitting there with a baseball bat ready to off him. And he was thinking about you.
Yeah, and I mean, and toxic goes both ways. I mean, I remember seeing a video on YouTube at some point where the guy pulled up and ripped the girl's engine out of her Honda because he bought the car and she was doing whatever she was doing. And I mean, I understand, people cheat and things like that, but some people go to the extreme to get their point across when it's as simple as just breaking it off and going your own way and not putting yourself in the position to put yourself down even more, put yourself in a position to get locked up or whatever the case may be. I was
just thinking, I was like, put yourself down or put yourself away for some time, because that's crazy. But yeah, so if you guys are glamorizing toxic traits, if you have toxic traits, let them go. And also, if you're glamorizing them and don't actually do them, like if you're one of those girls who like, oh, don't mess with me, I'm crazy. Or one of those guys like, don't mess with me, I'm crazy, and you're really not crazy, stop glamorizing it. Stop acting like, just stop it, because even though you're not doing that necessarily in your personal life, saying that you are and acting like you are is encouraging others to do the same. So that's just not what we want to do. That's not what we want. Move forward. So JV, we're about to get you ready to get into some juicy subjects. We're about to get into some juicy topics. I hope you guys are ready. You're first up. You don't have to pick from the top. You can pick from anyone you want.
All right. Let's see. It says, what illegal thing would you like to make legal and why?
You don't know? Oh,
I can't. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking at you. I want to see what you think.
I would say illegal things that I would like to make legal. I would say marijuana on a federal level. Because I know that like every state has its own little, situation. But I think marijuana on a federal level, just making it legal completely would be a good thing. Because I know there's so many beautiful powers of marijuana. There's like the healing aspects. There's like the calming. Not to be mistaken with the people who abuse it and smoke like 8 L's back to back and like, but in moderation. There's so many good uses for it. Even in terms of like creating more jobs, like when people are able to take land and grow their own and kind of like grow it and do whatever, like teas, medicinal purposes, whatever. But that creates jobs. It creates more money flowing. It decreases the people going to prison behind something like just having like some marijuana. Like it takes away a lot of that. So that would probably be my thing, marijuana. Like just if we can make it on a federal level legal, no harm, no foul, I think that would be a beautiful thing for the country in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, and that was mine.
That was yours. Yeah,
the fact that I lived in California, so it was available completely. And, you know, I had people that had fibromyalgia and other things that marijuana helped with. And
fibromyalgia, that's super painful, isn't it? It's super, okay, I was making sure I was thinking of the right
it's a
thing.
whole body, it affects your whole body. So you could, you know, there's those days you ever oversleep. I'm like, for me, if I oversleep and I wake up, I'm tired than if I didn't oversleep. And with fibromyalgia, I know it's like waking up and feeling like you didn't get any sleep. You have all types of pain. You know, I would describe it as like having high cholesterol, at least for me, because you get these shooting pains through your legs and your arms, and that medicinal use to be able to just go out. Like California, you go out, you go up to a spot, you have like a little bouncer outside the door. He'll check your ID and he'll be like, yo, you're good to go. Go and go inside. And then you just have a variety of different things, from gummies to other things. And to be able to purchase what you prefer, take it home and be able to go ham on it. You know, you don't have to worry about driving down the street and getting pulled over by a cop, you know, and deal with that type of side of things. Because some people take it to the extreme. It's marijuana. If you come from one state and you have it in your car and you go to another state, they're coming after you. Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. Like, it ain't that serious.
It's really not. And people like to say it's a gateway drug, but I also think that that has a lot to do with the amount of consumption. Like I said, anything can be bad if it's not done in moderation or used in moderation. So if we're using marijuana responsibly, like you said, there's so many ways, like gummies and teas and oils and serums and tinctures. Like, there's so many different ways to use it. So yeah.
And different strands.
And different strands, right?
Sativa and what's the other one?
Indica. Yeah, there's so many different ways of doing it. I know I used to have a friend who used to have insomnia. Yeah, and it helped a lot. So there's all types of ways it can help. So if anyone who can make change is listening, let's federally make marijuana a thing. Let's make it a go. Let's green light the green. All right. So we are going to get into our next topic. I'm going to pick one from over here. Let me see. All right. Do you think social media actually affects people's self-esteem? Why or why not? I would say yeah. I do. I think that it affects your self-esteem if you allow it. Okay. If you allow it to. I know there's people because when you're on social media and you're scrolling and you're looking at people, I said this in an episode of Words of Wisdom a while ago too, like, people are only showcasing their highlight reels of their life. They're not showing the real deal. I mean, you got people crying online, but then it's just like, you doing too much. So, but like, you're pretty much showcasing the best of your vacations, when you look the best, when you feel the best, when you're having the most fun. You're showing the highlight reels. So someone who's maybe not having as many highlight reels in their real life, scrolling on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you know, whatever the social media platform is, it actually could affect them in a negative way, because now they're comparing their worst day to someone else's best day, and it's never going to add up no matter who you are. So, you know, what do you think about that? Do you agree?
I agree, because I feel like people go on social media and, you know, they try to base their success off of someone else's success, and everyone's success is different. You don't know what that person is doing behind the scenes to garner followers, or you know, you could be on one platform, they could be on three, and you have fans coming from other platforms to that one platform. They could have a whole marketing team behind them because they have the funding. So I do feel like it is something that affects individuals, because they go on there and they may not get any followers, they may not get any likes, they may have comments that are people just laughing at them, and that affects your self-esteem, because, you know, you may not have the best life outside of social media. So when you're in school, let's say you're in school or you're at work, you're probably going through the motions, because maybe there's people at work that think you're weird or whatever the case may be. So when you go on social media, you try to use that as your solace, like try to find people that can relate to you, but instead you have those keyboard warriors and those people that want to come and you know, hit you where it hurts, and then it affects you in both scenarios. And this is where we get people committing suicide and doing all these things, because they're looking for self-satisfaction from other people to make them to love themselves, when you should really be finding love, because you can't love someone else unless you love yourself.
Preach. That's so true. That's so true. And that's a good point to bring up too. I didn't even think about that. Like people looking for that validation online because they're not getting it in real life, and then they don't receive it online, and now they're just like, I can't get it in real life, can't get it in fake life. Like I'm never just going to be validated. But like you said, you can't love someone else until you love yourself, and you also can't be validated by anyone unless you're validated by yourself. Like that comes with the self-love. Like you have to know that I'm that person, no matter what. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to work on things here. Okay, work on it. You know what I mean? And no one's perfect, but I also think that social media affects you if you let it.
Yeah.
So I know people who will take social media breaks. Like we're artists, so we don't really have that luxury to be like, oh, I'm just gonna take a couple months off. So no, I need to make my posts. Okay, I need people to see my content. I need people to play my music. I need people to watch the podcast, buy the drink. Like I need social media to promote my brand or my brands, all the brands. Like I need it to promote that. So I don't really have the luxury of like taking time off of social media, but I also don't take social media. I don't use it as a personal tool. It's a business tool for me. So you're never going to just see me like, yeah, felt cute, might delete later. Like I'm not doing that. If I post if it's a picture of me posted, more than likely I had someone take the picture with the intention of promoting something with it. Like I don't just I was thinking about that, like my birthday just passed, right? And I was like taking pictures, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is good content. Use this for content. Where most girls would have been like, oh yeah, I look so cute. Let me change my profile picture. I'm like, no, this is gonna be for this single. I'm gonna use this for this. Okay, I'm gonna put these together, make a little, because that's where my mind is all the time. It's always about how can I grow any brand and that I have. You know what I mean? How can I'm a brand myself, so how can I grow? Like, how can I promote these ways? So I feel like it depends on what you're using social media for. But to you guys out there, I want everyone to realize and understand and to know that if social media becomes too much for you, it's an app or apps that you can delete off your phone. You can log out. I think Facebook even has a something where it's like you can quiet yourself or mute yourself so you don't get any notifications. Your page is still active for like you could do 7 days, 14 days, a month, whatever you want to do. So that way you're able to take those breaks. If you're using social media recreationally, you can take those breaks without feeling so pressured, right? Because if you're feeling pressured by social media, I think you need to take a break anyway and need to reevaluate some things with yourself, because there's no reason why a metaverse should be making you feel any way about yourself. You are you. Yeah. You are the only you. You have to live with you for the rest of you. So you might as well become the best you can be, because no matter who goes in and out your life, you have to deal with you forever. So learn to love yourself and learn to be okay with yourself. And if you're not okay, then fix it. And there's multiple tools out there to do that.
Yeah, and I would also say if you're a vlogger, you're one of those people that vlog, your daily life, especially female or male, make sure you have something that you can carry with you, whether it's mace or something. I know there's a lot of things that they make now. There's like I saw a YouTube video the other day from a female, and she vlogs, and she's like, I don't even feel safe going out for runs anymore. So I want to say her mother-in-law was just like, there's like the social media kit thing that they sell where it's like a thing you can attach to your keychain. You have mace.
I've seen those.
Because you go out and someone may recognize you and then they start following you. You may feel unsafe. So you got to make sure that you're safe at all costs. And there's things out there that are legal to have to protect yourself.
Absolutely. That's a good thing, because I didn't think about that either. That's a really good thing. And I've seen those. They have like a dagger and like a little pocket knife and like a little mace, and it's like all these things that are easily accessible to get to protect yourself. Yeah, I've seen those. Maybe I should invest. All right, guys, you never know. So we're gonna go into our next subject, and it's on you to choose. You can choose anyone.
Alrighty. So it says you can wear only one brand of sneakers for the next 10 years. Which brand and why? That's easy, Jordan.
Why Jordan?
I am a sneakerhead. So if I had more room in my closet for shoes, I would. I cannot put shoes in the living room because my apartment isn't the biggest and it's already cluttered as it is. So, but my closet, I have more shoes than my own fiance, and that's sad because I took up all the room and there's no room for her stuff. So her stuff is like wherever she could put it at. So yeah, I collect all types of shoes. I have Nikes, like old Air Maxes, 95s. I have up tempos. I have more up tempos, like the first shoe that Scottie Pippen wore. I have Nike Air Max 200s, and you can't go wrong with Forces. I got Forces, old school Forces, and all different. Exactly. Like I have all types of shoes, but Jordan would be my number one because there's just a variety of ones that you can choose from, and they're constantly coming out with remakes, so you can always get your hands on something new, something fresh. You don't have no busted shoebox, because once you crease the Forces, that's it. It's time for a new pair. At least a lot of people say. So I don't want to walk like a duck, so. But what about you?
So I'm like the opposite of a sneakerhead, but the last 2 years, I believe, I've been like really into like trying to just buy sneakers in general, because before I was like Uggs, heels, or like sandals or something. Like I would never wear sneakers, but I've been really embracing my sneakers in the last 2 years. However, I don't like Jordans. I have a pair that I put on my foot one time and they were so uncomfortable. Like I don't like it. But I would say Converse. I love Chuck Taylors. Like I love as you see now, I got my little, these are my runarounds, but I love the platform Chuck Taylors. I love the way they look. I love that you can wear them like a skirt and like a shirt, and like you could wear like a white V-neck with like a high-waisted like pleated skirt, and then have on like some green Chucks. And to me, that's like a fire outfit. Like I love Chucks and the way they look. But I also like New Balance for like working out, or like comfort. Like I've been getting a lot of New Balances. Like last year I got like a lot of pair, and they were all really comfortable, like oddly comfortable. I was like, oh, I can get down with this. Like I like them. So I would say New Balance or Converse, but Converse for cuteness, because they're comfortable and they're cute, and they have like platforms. They're just cute.
See, I can't do Converse. I used to. So believe it or not,
you a Jordan boy. You can't switch up. You loyal. You loyal.
Well, believe it or not, I used to be heavier. I was close to the 300-pound range at one point, and I used to wear Vans. I was in that whole punk rock scene. I
used to like Vans.
So I had a pair of Chuck Taylors or Converse. I had Vans as well, and once I went to San Francisco and I walked up those hills in those Vans, and I took my foot was done. So at that point, I was just like, no more Vans. Like I had 2 pair of brand new Vans I gave away to my brother, because I'm like, I can't wear these anymore. They just hurt my feet.
Wow.
But they're nice. Like my friend has a pair of all black Chuck Taylors, and you can wear them with anything, just like the Jordans, And these, don't get me wrong, in the beginning, until you break them in, like the sides, they'll push up on your foot. But after you break them in, and that goes for almost any shoe, but you also got to remember the sizing, because every shoe is a different size. Like, is it what, is it size to fit? Like normal people, if you wear 11s or whatever, some shoes are size to fit, like actual size, and then others you got to get 11 and a half, or you got, and
that's
it all depends.
True. It depends on the width of your foot too. Cause like for me, I have like a wide foot. They're not necessarily super long, but they're wide. So sometimes if the shoe doesn't come in like 9 wide, then I'm only going up for a 9.5 or a 10 or something like that. Whereas like an 8.5 to a 9 is really my size, but depending on the width of the shoe. So, cause like these are even too big, but they're so comfortable because they're a little too big, but you can't really tell. So I'm just like, I'm gonna rock out. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess that probably has something to do with it, because those Jordans, I just never been a sneaker fan, right? So I feel like that's part of it. But then like with me just being in my grown age, like, oh, let me experiment with sneakers, it's like, okay, this isn't working for me. Especially when you're older, comfort is key. So if you've been wearing Jordans forever, you know how to shop for them, what's comfortable, what's not. So we got Jordans versus Converse. Jordans, Converse. You guys let us know in the comments if you could wear one sneaker brand, only one, for 10 years, what would you choose? Would you choose Converse? Would you choose Jordan? Would you choose New Balance? Which sneaker brand would you choose? Let us know in the comments, because we would love to hear. We're gonna take a quick break. Once we get back, we're gonna get into some more juicy subjects. We're gonna hear some more of JV's perspective and get into his head a little bit. We got some crazy questions coming on, so I hope you guys are ready. Just stay locked in, because once you're locked in, ain't no switching up, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back from our break, and on break, we started getting into this like little conversation, and JV was telling us we were getting this conversation, and JV brought up a point of Shark Tank. So let them know what you were letting us know on Shark Tank, and I'm gonna counteract it after. What happened?
Yeah, so I was watching Shark Tank. And I was at the gym. I was working out, and I saw that there was a guy on Shark Tank, and and most people that come to Shark Tank, some of them aren't business people. Like, they don't know the business side. They may just come up with a really cool idea that could sell. So they bring it. They may have a couple sales. They bring it. They, look for someone to invest. And when you're looking on Shark Tank you're not just looking for an investor. You're looking for the expertise of the shark. So one of the people on Shark Tank, can't remember his name, had offered the person like a 500K, which is his money back, and I think then some, a job for a couple of years for a 6-figure salary. And then they were going to give him royalties after every sale. So this person was going to have money for life. But whether or not it's a good deal, because, if that person does sell the company and is put into the right hands like a shark, they could capitalize and make millions and millions of dollars on it. Whereas this person is, just got his money back, which could be gone depending on the person, because not everyone is good with money.
Yeah.
Think of lottery winners. There's a whole show around it about people losing their money because they don't know how to manage it.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh, man. I think it's either on HGTV or something, but it's people that
sounds interesting.
Yeah, they there's ones where there's a realtor that helps them purchase house after they win lottery. And then there's people that will talk about them losing their money because you have people that you never met in your family come out the woodworks looking for a handout, or you have ones that seem to need money every other day. And, and that adds up very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like losing $5 from a subscription every month. You get 30, 40 subscriptions. That's a lot of money adding up really quick.
Facts. Yeah, you don't realize it because it's like small increments, so you don't get it. Yeah, that's super important. When you remember, let us know, because I definitely want to check something like that. I find that interesting. But so what you were saying at the end is kind of what I was thinking of. There was this couple who they created this. I think I might have talked about this slightly on the pod before, but so much long ago they don't remember. So it was like this play school kind of grill set.
Okay.
Right. And it actually it had like the little corn on the cob, the burgers, whatever, but it changed colors. It was like a toy set. It changed colors, and it looked like it was heating up, and it changed colors and all these things. And so Fisher Price offered them a very small amount. Like, they were shopping at different places and Shark Tank, all these places, and they knew what their product was worth. Mm-hmm. They knew, and now they're multimillionaires. Yeah, because they were like, no, we're not letting anyone come and give us this deal, this good wordplay that's going to sweep us off our feet. We're going to learn the business. We're going to hire people ourselves. Or it didn't take them overnight. It took them a long time, to come up with the product. It took them a long time to get money to hire the people. It took them it was a process, right? But like the Nipsey tells us, it's a marathon. Success is a marathon. When you're trying to reach a goal, it's going to be a marathon. It's never going to end, because once you get to one goal, you reach one goal, you realize you have 20 million more. Yeah. Even when you get to that goal where you're like, yo, this is it. Once I get here, I'm good. You get there and you're like, wait, but now there's this and now there's this, and you're finding ways to expand. So, I can see someone who maybe, like you said, doesn't really want much. Maybe they just kind of want, just like they're okay with the 500,000 and a job for a couple years. But a person like me, nah. I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep working my product and shopping it and getting the information that I need, so that way I can be like, yeah, now I'm a multi-billionaire. I don't need your 500. You need 500K? You good? Like, I'm trying to be on the other end of the spectrum. So I think it really depends, like you said, on the person. It depends on different things. But you guys, this was like an impromptu topic, but let us know in the comments, like, if you had a crazy product, a crazy idea, would you take the 500K and the six-figure salary for a couple years and get the royalties, or would you try to shop your product as much as you can and learn as much as you can and try to pursue that on your own and hope that you get to the multi-millionaire status? What would you do? Because I feel like neither is a terrible idea, but it really just depends on the type of person. Because
and the drive of the person.
And the drive of the person, like, and how much you believe in your product too. Because like Pink Drinks, I stand on my product. That's one thing. Like if I'm out at festivals or events and I'm like, and I don't have them bottled and I have my actual like dispensers, one thing I will always do is give samples. People are like, I can have a sample? Yeah, I want you to try it, because once you try it, I know you're gonna buy it. And it's a very rare occasion, and I mean literally to the point where they're like, no, I just don't have any money. Like that's the only time people don't buy after they try. I promise you, everyone, because I stand on my product. So I feel like when you believe in what you're doing, you know you have something good on your hands and you really want it to go. Depends on the drive, like you said, the frustration level. Because some people get frustrated, like, man, I'm 84. I've been shopping this all. Just give me the 500K. Just give it to me. You know, like you might be like later in life and not feel like that, but I feel like it's important to believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and if you don't believe in what you're doing, then don't do it. Yeah,
because at the end of the day, it comes down to a couple of things. You need to believe in your product. You need to have a good product. Yeah. 2, you need to be able to market the product, and you need the capital to market it. And it's just, it goes back to being, even as an artist, we put all this time and stuff and money into recording and getting our song the best we can. And even if it's a hit song, if no one has heard it, it's not a hit song because no one has heard it. So you now need to market your product. But how do you market your product? You need capital. You can do marketing on Instagram, on TikTok, on other platforms, but there's only so much that you can do from there. Then comes networking, meeting the right people. But the capital, the marketing is the biggest piece to music, because that is what's going to launch that song to people that's never heard of it. Absolutely. And people that may not even like your genre will hear that song and they may like it. They may take a listen. They may fall in love with it. But you don't know until those pieces are aligned.
That's so true. And I want to take this opportunity to give a special shout out to Stereotype Radio. Make sure you are following Stereotype Radio on Instagram and subscribed on YouTube. And if you're an artist of any sort, make sure you tap into the station. The instructions on how to tap in are always on everything, because I feel like Stereotype Radio has helped me a lot in terms of like the people that I've met in the station, just chatting in the station, or like the songs being played. They've put me in so many different playlists. Shout out to Synthetic Blonde specifically, because Synthetic Blondes, she keep me in a playlist. Okay, that's one thing about it. Like one of my tracks or two of my tracks is going to be in a playlist. Like, and she pushes her playlist heavy. You know what I mean? She's a person who shows love. So there's so many people that I've met in the station who have put me on playlists or done different things for me in terms. I'm like, oh wait, where'd this come from? Like, where these? Like, wait, I'm getting streams in Timbuktu. Like, how I get, like, what's going on there? Yeah. So you're able to meet people like globally, and you never know who's gonna met. Like you said, you never know who's gonna like that. It might not even be their particular preference of genre. They'll be like, oh wait, I like that track though. Let me look into it a little bit and see. And you might end up introducing them to a whole genre that they didn't even like think they cared for.
Yeah, and the reason I say networking is very important is because I think of it this way. You may meet someone, an artist that has been doing it for a while. They may be doing big things. They may be bigger than you, and that's okay. But if that artist that hears your music likes your sound and want to feature you on their songs, you just open the opportunity to be able. Let's say they're going to perform somewhere and it's a big event. They want to perform that song with you. You tag along with them. You just got introduced to all of his fans or her fans. It depends. Yes. So being able to be to network and meet new people is key. And Stereotype Radio, everyone is very chill environment. They're looking to make sure that you get everything that you can out of it, but they're also doing the same thing, because you got artists like Boogie Mandela that's doing his own thing, but he's also taking the time to put other people on and give them a platform to be heard and be seen by other individuals as well. So definitely check out Stereotype Radio and Open Vibe.
Open Vibe Philly. Check out Open Vibe Philly. We got the Hot Box coming up. We got the Art, Music, and Friends while we on it. Might as well just let them know what we got going on. We have so much coming up, you guys. So just stay tuned in, because that is very important to network. Like you said, I'm glad you said that too, because I feel like that's something that artists don't know. I really do. I feel like people because even people sometimes they'll come to the Open Vibe Philly and they'll speak with people, but they'll kind of be like off to themselves. And it's like, This is a place of love and positivity. You can go up to somebody you don't even know and hug them. It's all love. Like, it's not, well, don't be intrusive on people's spaces. Let me not, because you always got a creepy guy out there who's like, oh, I can come hug old girls. Like, don't do that. But what I'm saying is, it's a place of love and positivity. It's a great environment, especially for like newer artists who are maybe nervous to get on stage. We don't have that I'm too cool, we gonna boo them energy. We don't have that energy. Everyone is encouraged, because what people don't understand is your first performance could be terrible. You could bomb, right? And you could come back every single time we have an open vibe. You could keep performing. And 6 weeks later, now that people be like, who's that? I ain't even, and you be like, no, you was just looking at me sideways last time. You ain't boo me, but you was looking at me sideways. Now y'all on me. Back then y'all didn't want me. Now I'm hot, y'all all on me. Shout out to Mike Jones. But it's literally like that. Like, you could keep putting in that practice and keep putting in that work. And then next thing you know, you know what I mean? You're doing way better. And you're like, wow, like now everything is different. Like, the reception is different for me. And I can't even believe that, but it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort, it takes care, and it takes networking.
Yeah. And the best thing you can do as an artist is go to the places that are going to show you that love, because you rather and failure is not a bad thing. There's difference between failing and failure. Failure is when you completely give up and don't push forward. Failing is going to happen no matter what you do in life. So going to an event where you're performing and you have people showing you love, and the best thing that you can get from it is, one, you get on that stage, you overcome your fear, but you also get the constructive criticism from the other artists and people that are there. You get to watch them and see what they're doing. You take that, because the last thing you want to do is get on a big stage and perform and have no experience and completely bomb, and then actually get booed from people that paid money to see you. So to do it on a smaller platform that is becoming a big platform, if you haven't been to Open Vibe, I suggest you get there. But to do it in a platform where you can learn as an artist and have that love from everybody, because not everybody that's there is there. Like Pink Lee said, you have new artists that's never been on the stage, never performed their song. They could have put the song out a year ago and never performed it. Or someone that's seasoned. We get people that come to Open Vibe that's been doing it for years, and guess what? Coming there, you get to see how they perform. You feed off their energy, and that's one thing I like about other artists is you get the ability. I feed off other people's energy, so when I'm around other artists and they're up there doing their thing, it's just, you get hype, you get that energy, and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna kill this, and you go up there and you perform, and you be surprised at what the outcome could be.
So I love everything you just said, but that failure versus failing, if y'all see it on the Words of Wisdom episode, I'm gonna shout you out. But that's something crazy. I'm gonna have to go home and really think and meditate on that and take some notes. I love that. There is such a big difference between failing and failure, and people don't see that difference. I love that you said that. I love everything about that. You're gonna hear it soon. I'm gonna shout you out, but you go hear it soon. I love that. Like, I love that. But I guess it's time for another topic. We're gonna get into it. I don't even know whose turn it is. I think it's yours. No, it's mine.
You got two cards. You got one.
Oh yeah. I'm lacking over here. Oh my God. All right. If you could create any medicine to cure anything in the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, go ahead.
Cancer immediately. The reason I say cancer is if you think about today from the past, I hear the word cancer dragged more today than I've ever heard it before. And I just lost 2 people from cancer. I consider her a mom because I've been, I live with this person, this family for over a decade, and they helped me to launch my career, in the IT space. So for me to be a part of that family, for them to take me in, to give me the opportunity to go to college and do everything that I wanted to do, that I didn't believe that I was going to be able to do, that's like a mom to me. So, and I miss her every day. And then my pops passed away last year. And for me, that kills me because I never knew my mom. My mom was gone after I was, shortly after I was born. She passed away, and after my mom passed, my dad took care of me, and we have a big family. I have about 5. There's 6 of us, brother-wise, and then I have a sister, and he took care of all of us. And I, parts of me regret not spending the time that During my 2010 to 2019, I was focused on my career and stuff, so I didn't get to spend enough time with my pops. But I believe, I'm a God-fearing man. I believe that God called me home, to New Jersey to be with my dad for those final 2 years. Because after those 2 years, when I decided to move into my own place, that's when the cancer really took effect and took his life. And so I'm grateful that I had those 2 years. So, I can't go anywhere without hearing someone affected by cancer either had it and overcame it. And to the people that overcame it, I applaud you, because I can't imagine what your body was put through to fight cancer. And the technology and the stuff we have now, radiation, chemo, all that stuff does a lot of damage. That it continues to affect you over time. So the amount of, breast cancer, that takes a lot of lives too. People that don't catch it early enough. So if I could create medicine that could cure cancer, I'd be all about it. If I had the money to fund cancer, what do you call it? Research. Yeah. I would put the money in right now, just because there's so many people affected by it. And I just, it's one of those things, it's a turn off for me, because I hate it and I wished I could do something about it.
Yeah, I would have to agree wholeheartedly with you. I lost both of my grandmothers to cancer, one to leukemia, cancer of the blood, and to the other one to, she had cervical cancer. So cancer of the cervix. And she actually, I'm wrong. She died of lung cancer. She got cervical cancer, beat it, was in remission, and actually got lung cancer after that. Never smoked a day in her life. Never smoked a day in her life, and still got lung cancer. We always used to kind of lightly hearted say it's from living in New York City. You know what I mean? Yeah. We would always try to make light of the situation. But so I would probably say cancer as well. Because I was trying to think of all the other ones, but it's cancer is the one, when you said you can't go anywhere without hearing a story of a survivor or, a non-survivor of cancer. Mm-hmm. It's so true. Cancer is something that plagues us. And I mean, I don't know. There's all these they say that there's herbal cures for it. I'm not sure. My grandparents, when you have older people, sometimes they're not so into new age medicine. Sometimes they're more into the doctor told me this and this is what I'm going to go with. I don't care. Whereas, maybe some herbs or something maybe could have made a difference. I'm not sure. Dr. Sebi is one of the people who had things that he said he could cure cancer. And there's other ones as well. I'm not sure if they do, but I wish that they would actually at least take them serious enough to do more testing, because they could be there. That could be the cure right there, and we don't even know, because we're not taking it serious, because Big Pharma doesn't get paid off of that. Yeah. So herbs, Big Pharma can't get paid off of that. So they're never gonna. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but as of right now, it doesn't seem that they're going to take those types of things seriously, because they're going to lose massive amounts of money. And that's what it's about. It's a money grab. It's about greed. Because with the radiation, like you were saying, radiation, it's one of those things where, someone gets radiation, they have all these other problems. Now they can prescribe them more things because they have those problems. And now the hair industry is going up because people, it's human nature to want to look, nice. Yeah. So, if you lose all your hair, then you're going to want to go and to get a wig or something like that. I remember we went and took my grandma to get custom made, wigs. And she's like, well, my hair's always been beautiful and you don't have it anymore. You have to get a wig now. So it's just certain things, certain industries that will boom because of these diseases and these cancers and other things like that. So I think that if we would take some more time into actually maybe exploring other options, maybe we would have some more results, because a lot of these, the things that the doctors, the radiations, things of that nature, are causing more problems. And again, they're allowing us to have more medicine for those problems. And then those medicines could cause problems. And then Big Pharma just continues to eat. That's what it comes down to. They're going to eat regardless off of our pain and our struggle. And it isn't right.
Yeah, and there seems to be a medicine for everything. And,
right.
And while I would say, while drugs are bad, and things like that, most people that do get hooked on drugs are either introduced to it, or they had an issue where they hurt themselves really bad, and then they start taking medicine that the doctors prescribe, and then they get hooked onto that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, I know my dad was You know, he was in a lot of pain, but I'm glad that he didn't get hooked on anything. It was, you know,
that's a blessing.
You know, because he had both lung and liver cancer. Originally,
oh my God.
Originally, they diagnosed him with they just saw a spot, and then he went to an actual cancer place. And that's another thing. When you were growing up, did you hear a lot of cancer center this, cancer center? You didn't hear a lot of that. There wasn't any of these places. Now all of a sudden they exist. And, you know, so when he went to go check, they were like, yeah, you have lung cancer. And then a couple weeks later, they found out that he had liver cancer, and they were separate from each other. Liver got aggressive, and within a week's time, he was gone.
Wow.
So, yeah, I would say about a week. Once they detected liver cancer was later on when they finally found it, and they were like, yeah, you have liver cancer and it's aggressive. And he didn't even get a chance to get treatment before it took his life.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
We need some answers, you guys. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to agree with us, but maybe not. Let us know in the comments if you guys could pick could create any medicine that could cure any disease or cancer or anything like that. What would you choose and why? Please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear it. We both stood in solidarity that our answer was cancer. Pretty sure a lot of people, it's crazy because I keep thinking back to what you said about like, it's rare that I go somewhere and you don't hear cancer, like you see something. And that's so true. Like cancer is something that's taken over in society these days. Like it's affected so many lives. So let us know what you guys would choose if you could cure any disease or cancer. Let us know. We're going to get into our next subject. First start tearing up.
All right, let's see what's on this card. All right. If you were a transformer, what vehicle would you transform into?
And why?
And why? I would probably say at this point, because it's 2024 and one of my favorite cars is an NSX.
Wait, break it down because I know nothing about anything. What is it like?
The reason I would say Acura NSX. The reason why is because the Acura NSX is considered a sports car, like a super sports car, like your Lambos and your McLarens and things like that. But it's a hybrid sport, so you got gas and you got electric, so you have the best of both worlds. And since it's 2024 and we're being hit, I'm sorry, but we're being hit with the ugliest electric cars I've ever seen in my life. If you made it more appealing, I think more people would buy it. And I know there's a large number of people that have bought it, but you know, they're pushing electric so hard, and it just, some of these cars are just hideous because they're trying to be futuristic with it instead of going back to the basics. But NSX would be the number one car for me, just because you get the best of both worlds, gasoline and electric. So you run out of one, guess what? Switch over to the other one, you're still on the road. And I like to travel. I like driving down 95 south to Florida and things like that. You know, it's fun. I'd rather do that to be on a plane. And that's just me personally.
That's interesting. So I'm like stuck on the fact that it's a hybrid. Like, you could really get far with that, because if you run out of one, and then when you go to refuel, you can refuel on both, and then you're like super good.
Yep.
That's crazy. So I don't even really know cars like that at all.
You probably seen like the BMW i8. Those are really popular too, and they're I think they're fully electric though. Another car that's like a hybrid, you can think of like the Prius. They've been around forever, but Prius is hybrid.
Prius. Yeah, I know that one. I used to really like Mustangs, like growing up, like when I was little. Like I've lived in 14 different states. So yeah, I grew up moving a lot. So we did a lot of like road trips, and then we did like a lot of family vacations as well. And I had it was like four kids, mom and dad. So we would do a lot of road trips as well, and I would always see Mustangs. You'd be like, oh, that car is so cool. Like, it was like one of those things. Yeah. So I would say if I was a transformer, I would transform into a Mustang. Okay. And y'all got a hybrid Mustang, that'd be cool too, because I like that hybrid aspect. Like, I'm like one of those people, like, I gotta have a backup, gotta have like a little safety cushion. I like being prepared. So like, I feel like that little, like that hybrid situation, it almost brings you to like a feeling for people who are like need to be prepared all the time. It brings you to that fact of like, well, if I run out of gas, I got I got electric. If I run electric, I got gas. I like having that, like, both that option. So that's a really cool thing. But I would want a Mustang. If you guys create a hybrid Mustang, I'm here for it. I'm all for it. I love it. I love it because I like the way the Mustang just want to let my locks flow in the wind while I'm just driving the Mustang. Like, oh, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I don't know. I hope because I hope I'm not missing any cars recently that I was like, oh, that's a cool looking car. I should probably just pay more attention to cars, but I just don't. That's not something I'm interested in. But it's like something that's so important. You know what I mean? That I probably should pay more attention. I probably should know some. I knew a Prius. I knew that reference.
I mean, there is some nice cars. There is a fully electric Mustang. It's more of an SUV. Those things are quick. They're nice. And then you have, I think Genesis is going fully electric as well, starting 2025. So
that's kind of lit.
And the Genesis are nice cars. They're basically luxury vehicles.
I've seen them before. Yeah, so I'm thinking like I've seen this before. Well, let us know in the comments if you guys were a transformer and you could transform into any car. What would you transform into? I think JV had the ultimate answer here because the description of the car was just so. I'm like, wait, tell me more. Tell me more. Like, it was very interesting, but. You guys, let us know in the comments if you guys could transform into any car, what would that car be, or truck, or SUV, or whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comments. But we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we are going to get into a couple more hot topics, and just stay locked in because once you're locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. Again, off camera, JV, you might just be a natural podcaster. I don't know, because we keep having these off camera conversations on break, and he bringing it up like, wait, we got to get this on cam because it's just too good. JV was breaking down a couple of the different songs he has and how they're relatable and why they're relatable, and we thought you guys should know. Because you need to tap into his music. So let him know exactly what you were just telling us, because I found it intriguing.
Yeah, definitely. So, as you know, most of my music is love music. I try to make love is universal. Everyone can relate to it. Don't matter what language you speak or where you live. Everyone can relate to love, and I talk about love on different playing fields. And a lot of my songs, when people hear them, they're like, "Dude, is it like a continuation of one after the other? Like, did you have this experience and then this experience after?" So, right now I have 5 songs out. First one's called "Don't Know Her Name." It's my very first song that I released last year when I went public with my music. And that song is kind of about the experience of you ever meet someone or you see someone in public and you don't know the person's name. You ever been on a train and you saw someone and they just caught your eye and like, damn, who is that? And, or even in high school, you think about back when you're in high school, you're sitting down in the class, this new girl walks in, you don't know her name, you never seen her before, and you just start daydreaming. I don't know about you, but when I was in class and I'm trying to block out listening to the teacher, I would daydream about stuff. So don't know her name is exactly about that, meeting someone, not getting their name because you're just too versed in what's going on, or, if you want to say fantasizing or daydreaming about what would happen if you two were in a relationship. That's kind of what that song's about. On My Mind was my second song that I released last year. On My Mind is about, have you ever been in a relationship with someone and you just had so much stuff going on that you didn't have enough time to invest in that person? And because of that person went somewhere else to find someone else that would invest in them and give them the time of day. And then after that person's gone, you realize you messed up and you made a mistake, and you're hoping that this person out there somewhere, wherever they are in the universe, is hearing you call them and tell them that, you want another chance. Take me back and I promise I'll change. So that's On My Mind. I have a song called Love High. Love High, I put out quietly on Valentine's Day, and it's about my fiance. I wrote it about her and just, it's about falling in love, and I try to make it so that other people can relate. So it's about falling in love, about meeting someone and just falling in love with that person, their character, their personality, everything about them wholeheartedly, and, letting that person know that you're going to give them your all, and you hope they're ready to accept it. From that, I have, what is my next song? Oh, Can't Do Without. Can't Do Without was a feature with my homeboy, Lasu.
Shout out to Lazu.
Yeah, shout out to Lasso. He's a reggaeton artist, but he also does English music. Definitely check it out. But Can't Do It Out is a English-Spanish mix. And Can't Do It Out is about, needing someone loved so bad that you would do anything to make sure that that person doesn't go anywhere. And if you listen to it, it can get a little graphic about, telling that person, like, look, you think you're going to, like she was talking about toxic relationships earlier. You think you're going to leave me? Best find out you try to leave me. We're both going to leave each other because we ain't going to be here anymore on this earth. That's what Can't Do It Out is about. And I'm sure there's relationships out there where it's just like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't leaving me. If you try to leave me, I'm going to take you and I'm going to take my life and we out. Like, so Can't Do It Without.
Lazoo on them hooks. Lazoo be killing them hooks low key. Yeah, that's crazy.
Definitely check out Can't Do Without. It's a great song. Music videos are out as well on YouTube, so check those out. And then my recent release is called Butterflies. So Butterflies is more of an up-tempo type beat. I think about the song, what came in my head. If you listen to the hook, Cruising with the Top Back, I think about driving down the coastal highway, in a convertible top, like she said, with the Mustang, hair, blowing in the wind, stuff like that. So Butterflies is about being that honeymoon stage of love, being back in middle school, being back in high school, even outside of high school, college, where you meet someone and that first 6 months to a year, it feels like everything is going great and you guys can't get enough of each other, before things turn. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, you want to be with her. You're on the phone. It'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. You don't remember those old AT&T calls where you had to call after 7. Call me after 7.
Or call me after 9 with
call
Verizon.
Me after 9.
Okay, I had Verizon in high school and I used to hate because I had a bedtime for a very long time. Yeah. So like I only got that good hour on the phone for 3 minutes. You tie up the house phone, but you got the internet. Like y'all don't know our struggle from back in the day. Yeah. Y'all don't know.
There was no social media. We have something called the loop. You would call on the phone and you'd be like, hey, my name is Blasey Blasey blah, and I'm from Blasey Blasey blah, and I just want to check out the ladies that's on here tonight. Hit me back. Holla. Yeah. When have you heard that in a while? But that's how it was back in the day. But Butterflies is just about that. Just that early stage of love, that 6 months to a year honeymoon stage where you guys can't get enough of each other. And
that's so cute.
really good song. And I got more songs coming, more, just talking about love and different scenarios. And a lot of the songs are about things that I've experienced, but I put them out there because I know there's so many people on this earth. There's someone out there that had the same experience or similar to what I've experienced, and they can relate to it. And it may help them through a hard time because they're hearing that other people are experiencing the same thing, and it may help them to, kind of clear their mind and, push forward and, hey, there's other fish in the sea. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that you make music around about love, but I love that you're intentional about it as well, because that's super important. I don't know, my man still give me butterflies. I don't know, you're talking about 6 months to a year. It's years, and I still get butterflies. I'm like, oh, does he think I'm cute? Like, I'm just playing. But no, for real, I think that's a cute song. Like, I'm going to start saying cute because guys don't like that when you say call something that they do cute. So I think it's a great song. And I think it's a great topic because people do love songs about those, like, those moments that they feel like the most, ooh, like, those like, where they feel like they love songs about that, because whether they're still feeling that and they're in that time, or whether they're like reminiscing on another time about it, either way, they still want to be brought back to that moment where they had those butterflies if they don't still have them. So I feel like that's a song that's universally going to be loved. The more you push it, when people hear it that didn't hear it, I'm like, okay, I can relate to this. I like this. Exactly. Yeah, I think that you got something going, and you definitely know what you need to do in terms of what you said about networking and marketing and just all the things. I think you got something going on. I think you got something going on. I definitely say that. I'm about to. I think it's me. No, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, shoot. I got 3 cards over here.
You stay with the most cards, and I stay not even knowing if it's me. Let me see. I don't know. Now I'm trying to like pick numbers. Let me not do that. Okay. Oh, I keep getting these, like the ones that make me think a lot, y'all.
Oh, man.
Oh, y'all know I'm on the pink drink. I don't know. All right. What laws would you abolish if you could? What laws would you create if you could, and why?
Ooh.
This is like...
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that one.
That's a deep one.
What laws would you abolish if you could?
It's like, well... I think that's like similar to the illegal thing, like obviously marijuana. And it's crazy because I used to be like a super like avid marijuana smoker, like a daily marijuana smoker, and I'm not anymore. Like I rarely smoke now. But it's like I still am standing strong on the powers that it has. So obviously the marijuana thing. I'm trying to think of other things.
Yeah, I can't think of like, anything off the top of my head. I mean, yeah, it would definitely be marijuana.
Oh, you know what I would abolish? I would abolish the death penalty.
Okay.
I would say that because, one, I've always been like I had to do this project in college, I think, or in high school, one of the two. I had to do this like intense project about the death penalty. And after I did all this research and did all the things, I came to the conclusion that like most people get the death penalty when they've like done something super sadistic, or have killed a lot, or have taken the life of many, right? And it's like, how are you going to take someone's life for taking lives? Like, that's sort of like when you like spank a kid for hitting or for beating up a kid. Like, you're literally like reprimanding someone with the same punishment as the so-called wrong that they did.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, how are you teaching a real lesson? How are you teaching a real lesson if you're not, like, including, like, rehabilitation, things of that nature? Like, you taking someone's life away for taking other people's lives away really just never made sense to me. Like, I get people do sadistic things. I get people do, like, terrible things. Like, I get it. And I think I have my own ideas that I can't say on camera about ways we could deal with that. Right? I have ideas about that. Torturous ways. But I don't think that, you know what I mean? Like for like a Chester the monster.
Oh yeah.
I have ways that we can handle that without, we don't got to do all that. We could do something different, but that could also be wrong too. I don't know, but the death penalty is something that I would say, yeah, we could do away with that. You're not teaching anyone anything by taking someone's life away, because I truly, and this is something I stand on, I truly believe that everyone has the ability to change themselves. If they try hard enough, if given the right tools, if seeking out the right tools, therapy, there's so many outlets, there's so many different things and so many different ways that people can change. If they really want to change, they can. So I believe that everyone deserves second and even third chances, because you can really change, and it takes time for change. However, when you take someone's, when you unalive somebody, they don't have the opportunity to ever change. Or even they don't even have the opportunity to like live with what they did. Like, if you're not willing to change, then you got to live with it.
Yeah.
I
mean, I 100% agree with that. I have problems with people unaliving individuals, the death penalty being that, because of the simple fact of this country was supposedly built on where, when we would stand up in school. I don't even know if they do that anymore. When you stand up in school and you would, do your Pledge of Allegiance. Mm-hmm. A lot of, or most of our songs it has God in it. When you think about it, in God we trust. Well, it seems like we're getting further and further away from that. And if this country is in God we trust, then who are we as humans to dictate the
God.
Exactly that. Mm-hmm. How can we say whether or not someone should be unalived or not? If and I don't want to quote the Bible, but it's obviously God judges us in a different way. Yeah. For me, my perspective, the way we judge people are by looks and the way they dress and this and that. Mm-hmm. God's not going to judge you about that. God's going to ask you what you did what did you do with the life that I gave you.
Yeah, what's your intention, what's your heart.
Exactly. And I know a lot of people aren't a believer in God. I grew up in church. I'm not perfect. I'm human just like everyone else. I make mistakes and things like that. I'm not one to force my religion on anyone. Everyone has. We're all born with a mind of our own to make choices that we see best fit. So you make the best choice that you can, but I just don't feel like it's okay to unalive someone just because they committed a crime. And again, like you said, everyone's capable of change. Now, certain things are questionable of whether or not someone can change, because some people are just straight up crazy. I'm sorry, but some people are straight up crazy. And there are certain things that should be put in place for that person in order to be freely available to walk this earth.
I'm just kidding.
But there are certain things like that. I mean, if I could go back, I don't think it's what a law could we obliterate. What I don't like is the fact that a lot of these prisons, just like pharmaceutical, a lot of these prisons are based off of money. The more people we have in prison, the more money that person makes. It's not to put someone in there for wrongdoing. It's let me put as many people as I can in prison so I can make money off of it.
Absolutely. Where's the rehabilitation? We don't see the rehabilitation. We only see the punishment. And the funny thing is that you brought when you're saying big pharma is directly connected to the prisons, the private prisons, right? I'm gonna tell you how, because you have people who go into prisons, and I've watched so many documentaries and just little clips of documentaries about this. Like, you go into the prisons and you have these people committing these crimes, and what they do is they medicate them. So they put them on any type of medication they can that may not even be something that they need. It could be something like it could be fixed with therapy, but instead of like investing into mental health, they're investing into giving them, like, just giving them pills or giving them any type of medication they can, which will cause health problems, which again, they'll get the money back. But there's like these contracts, especially with these private prisons. There's contracts with the private prisons and big pharma, and they're like, hey, if you can bring them in, we can medicate them. We could really make money. And that's exactly what they're doing. Even down to the school to prison pipeline. They're also doing it with kids in school. Oh, he won't sit down. He's a little kid. He's a boy. He's active. He's not interested in what's going on in school. You're making him sit there. You're not making it interesting for him. You're not giving him any type of stimulation. Or he's like super smart and not being challenged. So now he's acting out. Now he has ADHD, or he has this, or he has that. So let's just go ahead and medicate him. And then, by the time he really starts getting into normal things that teenagers might get into, such as marijuana or something, you're now mixing something like Adderall with marijuana, which Adderall is a narcotic. So now you're mixing these two, which now he's getting high. So now he's all zooted, and now he could go out and commit a crime and get put right into prison. It works as simple as that. And it happens every day to people. Instead of saying like, hey, maybe he's not being challenged, or maybe he's not being stimulated. Let's see how we can challenge him or stimulate him. Let's see how we can make change with like environment and structure and organization, instead of just medicating him and saying like, okay, put him on a pill and get him out of here. Because then he's going to end up in prison. I forget the percentage. I don't want to like misquote the percentages, but there's a high percentage of ways that happen, and it's mainly ADHD, which they prescribe all different types of narcotics. Adderalls, because there's different types of Adderalls, which is a narcotic, such as like what is the one that's Vyvanse, which is a huge one, which is a dangerous drug to give an 11-year-old per se. That's a dangerous drug to give an 11-year-old, and you're giving it to him. Now he's 13. He's been on Vyvanse for 2 years. Now he's going to, his friends are all trying pot. Maybe he wants to try it, puff it. But now he's getting like a way different feeling than they're getting, and that feeling is addictive. So now you've created. Well, you could have created. I'm not gonna say you will, but you could have created a drug habit from a drug that was prescribed with something that's just as innocent as marijuana, and that combination is almost deadly. So there's so many things, but we have to be aware of that. I forgot we were even talking about, because I just got into that school of it. I just started preaching, y'all. I'm sorry. I just started getting into it a little deep. I didn't mean to do all that, but you guys, let us know in the comments if you could make anything illegal, what would it be? If you can make anything legal, what would it be? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to get into our next subject. It's on you. I remember this time. It's on you.
This 10 keeps staring at me, so I'm just going to pick it up.
It's pink too. It's shining.
Try to read this. Your thoughts about artists crossing genres. Example, hip hop, country. Yeah, hip hop and country.
Yeah, like an example of like I thought about Beyonce when I came up with that. I thought about how big of an uproar she caused by being a quote unquote R&B or hip hop and R&B artist and kind of like going into the country genre? Like, I guess more the scenario or question would be like, how do you feel about artists like coming into different genres or switching genres and that sort of thing?
Okay. I like the fact that that artists are switching into genres. The reason I say that is because it's opening doors for others to experience something. So, for example, not every artist. If you think about it from the past, they always, I hear it a lot. Stay in your lane. You know, a lot of artists want to experiment outside of their own genre, but they're afraid to do it because they don't know what the feedback is going to be. So, so for like Beyonce, for example, or even let's even look at Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift went from country, if you consider it country, because some people don't consider country in the mid 2000s or later in 2000 with Taylor Swift being country. They consider it like a pop country versus like your 90s into your early 2000s. Even with like you think of like Toby Keith and Tim McGraw and all those country singers.
Kenny Chesney.
Exactly. Tim McGraw went on a Nelly track and did the one song. I can't remember the name of it, but over and again. You think of that. Think about the country singer. If you remember a group called All for One back in the 90s, they did I Swear and I Could Love You Like That. I Could Love You Like That was a country singer's version. He did the version, and it was his biggest song, period. And
I never knew that was a remake.
And
wow.
And in sometime in between 2000, sometime recently, he got together with All for One and he did an anniversary and they actually videotaped them singing the song together. That's so lit. Having the ability to jump from your genre to another genre, even as an artist that's afraid to experiment, and being able to jump on someone's song and see the reaction that you're going to get from their fans and even your fans, because they're going to be like, well, where did this come from? Right. So to be able to see that reaction and then give you that confidence and that boost to say, you know what, I'm going to drop another album. And this album's going to be blah, 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 blah. Like, for example, I'll use one artist. She's older artist. She's been around for a long time. Her name is Linda Ronstadt. She did music back in the 80s, even further back. She did whatever she felt like she wanted to do. She was around, like Cher's been around for years. Mm-hmm. She dropped whatever she wanted. She had a Spanish album. She dropped different genres throughout the 80s, in the 60s and the 70s, all the way up until she couldn't do music anymore. And she still had her fan base, and you got people that still listen to her music today. So yeah,
I feel like when you set the tone for quality in your music, you have the ability to cross genres without people being too shaken up. Some people are always gonna be like, oh my God, why would you do that? There's always gonna be those. But for the majority, I would say, like, if you are known for putting out quality music and you have a standard with your music, I hate to always say Beyonce because y'all just hate her so bad, but y'all could just hate her. Beyonce is the hardest working woman in the industry. Point blank, period. Don't care what nobody got to say about it. I'm gonna stand on it every time. Every time I'm gonna stand on it. I'll put it like this. If she hadn't done her country album, which I still haven't even gotten through before y'all start, I haven't even gotten through it all yet. If she hadn't done that, I would have never known who Shaboozey is. Or like there's another like young black girl who's doing country music, who's been doing country music. I would have never known who these people are because Beyonce being such a high artist and having that standard and having that quality always, no matter what she does, because her last album was just like all house music. So let's be clear, like, it doesn't matter what genre she goes into. I feel like she opens doors for other people because now, whereas like you may have not known about these other country artists who are doing like modern day country. I'll call it modern day country because it isn't that country that like that Tim McGraw, Kenny Chesney that we're referring to from like 90s and 2000s. But this new age country, they're doing like these like cross genre tracks or cross genre albums.
Jelly Roll.
Post another
Malone,
one.
Jelly
Post
Roll.
Malone, people like that. Like I wouldn't have known about some of these artists, or they wouldn't have gotten so much attention if it wasn't for Beyonce crossing over. Because once they said, well, that's never been done before, and then people said, well, hey, wait about Jelly Roll. Hey, wait, what about Shaboozey? What about this person? What about that person? So now unknowingly or knowingly, she's opening doors for other artists who already have crossed over, or who have intentionally always done that type of music. So I feel like it's important to have a standard to your music, and it shouldn't be too big of an issue with you crossing over. Like even with Drake, when he crosses back and forth and does his like, I'm on that Slaughter Gang, whatever. And then he does his little like, oh girl, I love you, like whatever. Like no one like really cries about it, because either way they know that this is the standard that Drake sets. Like, not saying it's like the greatest music of all time. It's very commercial. It's very bubblegummy. But if you like it, you like it, right? And he does have a standard with his music. We know what to expect from Drake. Even when we don't know what's coming, we still know what to expect. There's certain artists where you just know. Lauryn Hill. Like Pharrell, like these are artists that we know when they come out, we know it's about to be something crazy. We may not know how they coming, but we know they coming hard. And I feel like if you set that standard, you shouldn't have too much of an issue crossing genres. But I did want to know your perspective on that, being as you're an artist, being as you're an artist who does cross genres. I feel like because you do some like reggaeton, like you were saying, and then you have like some hip hop and you have some R&B. You do cross genres whether you know it or not. So I was definitely interested to hear like your mindset and what you felt about that.
Yeah.
So you guys let us know in the comments. What do you guys feel about all these artists crossing genres? Oh, my speech impediment gonna get the best of me, y'all. What do you guys think about crossing genres? Do you like it? Do you not? Are you excited about it? Are you not? Do you just tell them stay in your lane, like they used to say, stay in your lane, don't swerve? That used to be my line. Stay in your lane, don't swerve. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. We are definitely interested to hear what you have to say. So again, I want to shout out Pink Drinks, Code Green Knockout, the Strawberry Tequila Red, and my Toxic Tea, which is almost done. Okay. You guys make sure you cop up on the Pink Drinks. Shout out to Pink Drinks for sponsoring the Ranting Raving Podcast. Very much appreciated. And we're about to get into one last topic before we shut it down. And I'm just thinking, I was sitting here thinking like 11, 4, 13, 15. I don't even know which one to choose, but I'm going to go with 11 for various different reasons. All right. This is funny. If animals could talk, would you still eat meat? Why or why not? Right? I don't eat meat. So, yeah. And that's part of the reason, because they do talk. And I don't want them talking to me. So, who would you say?
I eat meat. I grew up. I'm Puerto Rican, so I grew up on pork, and even with everything I know today, it doesn't matter. I mean, you gotta be careful with everything out there today. So I mean, you can anybody can slap organic on something, and you think it's organic until you read those ingredients on the back. So for me, even if animals could talk, I would talk to them about eating them. That's just me. There's certain things that I don't eat as often as I used to, like pork, for example. When you grow up eating something so much, you get tired of it. Think about, like, I go to the gym, more actively now than before. And when you meal prep, there's just, after you eat something so many times, you just don't want it anymore. And being a kid, I had that. It was rice and beans and some choice of meat. You got chicken, chuleta or pork chop, or you had some type of, something else. We rarely got beef. We'd be lucky we got beef. And I don't know where my dad got the beef from, but it was random. But that rice, you ate that rice every day without any complaints, and you loved it. And if you got lucky, you may come home to an IGA sub, because we have IGAs over where I live. But for me, I mean, sorry, animal, it's nice to know you, but,
It's funny because I have Puerto Ricans in my family as well, and that's something that's always done, like the rice with like the, what is it, the little sausages, the Vienna sausages, or cut up, and then the olives and all that, and the rice, and it's like all those things, and the pork, and it's like, now that I don't eat, it's like, I ain't going to eat this house. Like, I ain't going around there, because she gonna make you. A Puerto Rican grandmom is gonna make you eat. Oh yeah. Like, she don't care if you're not hungry. You're gonna eat. Yeah. Like, you're gonna eat something, and she gonna make you a hefty plate. And if you don't finish it, that's okay. She gonna wrap it up, and you gonna take it with you. But you gonna eat in her house. And if you don't, it's disrespectful. That's a Puerto Rican grandma for you.
You ain't even get a chance to say, I'm not full, before they're putting more food on that plate.
Yes, absolutely. So I haven't been around. I haven't been around those parts lately because I can't eat that no more. I can't eat none of that. Like I can't. I used to pick it out because I'm not a pork eater in general. Like I just don't. Even before I stopped eating meat, I just never cared for pork. It's not something I grew up on a whole lot. And I just never cared for it. So I would always pick out like whatever type of sausage was in there, I'm taking it out. That type of thing. But just now even having it cooked, I'm cool. Make me a little vegetarian rice or I'm just not going to eat. So I haven't been around her because I already know she's going to be like, shove it in your mouth and everything. Well, but yeah, you guys let us know in the comments. If you do eat meat, if animals could talk, would you still eat the meat? Would you be like JV here and talk to the animal and be like, yeah, you know you my dinner, right? Tomorrow and the next day and the next day. Would you talk to him like that? Let us know in the comments because we would love to hear. JV, it has been a true pleasure having you on the pod. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like not every guest is so, personable and talkative and willing to explore different topics. So I do appreciate your openness to being on the podcast. You actually having an opinion, standing on your opinion, giving advice, having things to say. I do appreciate it. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with before we sign off?
No, I just want to thank, I just want to thank you guys for having me. Boogie Mandela, Mink Lee, Stereotype Radio. If you haven't been to the Vibe, make sure you come out to the Vibe and support. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in. And just the opportunity. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to my music, Stereotype is playing some of my songs, so definitely check it out.
You have a new single, right? You want to let them know about your new single?
Oh yeah, my current single out right now is called Butterflies. Definitely check it out. Hope you enjoy it. I hope you can relate to it. And summer vibes. Vibe out.
Yeah, vibe out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We truly do appreciate you. Make sure you are subscribed to Stereotype Radio on YouTube. Make sure you are following the Stereotype Radio page and the Ranting Raving Podcast page. Follow your host, your girl, at HiPinklee, HiPinklee. And JV, you want to shout out your Instagram so they can follow you as well?
Yeah, definitely. My Instagram is JVIIE.official_.
Awesome. And make sure you guys checking out the music. Make sure you guys are checking out the podcast. Make sure you're checking out all the content we have and all the events, just everything we have coming your way because we have so much going on. So make sure you guys stay tapped in and make sure you guys stay locked in because once you locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll see you guys next week.